In 1982, my father became the pastor of Scarborough Community Tabernacle in Scarborough, Ontario. Every time he wrote a message, he always began by praying, "Lord, what would you have me say to your people?" And every time he stepped on the platform, he would always say, "God, you're on." New Year's messages were no different, but they had an extra prayer. It included, "God, what would you have me say to your people?" And also, "God, what is your direction for your people for this coming year?" Although my father does not pastor a church anymore, his prayer for any message he brings or the new year has not changed.
The word I'm hearing is that God's glory is going to be poured out, and it's always to the Jew first and then the Gentile. Now, back in, what did I tell you,
Romans chapter 11, verses 25 to 29. "I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers, so that you may not be conceited. Israel has experienced hardening in part until the full number of the Gentiles has come in. And so all Israel will be saved, as it is written, 'The deliverer will come from Zion. He will turn godlessness away from Jacob. And this is my covenant with them when I take away their sins.' As far as the gospel is concerned, they are enemies on your account. But as far as election is concerned, they are loved on account of the patriarchs, for God's gifts and his call are irrevocable."
basically, I'm feeling that there's going to be an outpouring of the glory of God in Israel and on the Jews, and they are going to finally have the blindness really taken away from their eyes, and they are going to see that Jesus is the Messiah that they've been searching for all these years.
Oh, wouldn't that be glorious?
Yes, because the revival has to come to them first, then to the Gentiles. So, there will be a lot of Jewish evangelists going around. So, anyway, so that's the first part. That's sort of the good news. But then, Amos 4 and 10, it says, "I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Egypt." And it goes on, and the reason he did it was because they have turned from him. They're accepting false doctrines and false interpretations and changing his commandments into something that they want to hear. And I'm thinking that's what's basically going on right now. The churches, or so-called Christians, are accepting a more social gospel where they accept all this stuff that is contrary to what the Word actually says in different areas and in different ways and in different subject matters even, And so that's why the pestilence, which is the plague that's going around now, I think that is speaking of that more and more till God's people finally humble themselves, as it says in Chronicles, and call on his name and turn from their wicked ways, and the wicked ways are accepting all these other so-called laws, do all the stuff that God's already said was wrong, but we're going to make a law that says it's okay. And our human laws are overpowering and overruling what God's laws say. And because of that, he sent this to get our attention. But so far, nobody is calling the people back, asking God to forgive them so that he can remove it. I don't know how much worse it's going to get before they come to that stage. But that's, I think, the other side of the coin from the revival that'll take place and the glory being poured out. Maybe that's going to do. Maybe when they see the glory pouring out and they'll realize that God is who he said he is, that they'll start to turn. But we'll see.
Yeah, you wonder, is the Jewish piece where they come to realize that Christ is the Messiah that they've been waiting for? So does that come first and then the repentance? Or does the repentance of the Christian come to allow the Jewish revival, or is it all together, or?
No, because things go to the Jew first and then Gentiles.
Right.
So it will come to them first. The glory will come to Israel first. There'll be a lot of Jewish evangelists going around, and the miracles that they'll be performing and doing because of them being sold to their Messiah. That same power is there for the Gentiles who are following after what he's saying. And there's going to be a lot of young people who will be performing miracles as standard everyday life because of the outpouring of the glory. So it will splash over, but it starts there.
That would be awesome. And that's for this coming year. That's for 2022.
That's for 2022. I'm not going to say that definitely that's what it is, but that's sort of what I thought it was.
God is going to do even more incredible things this coming new year. Pray for it. Wait for it. Be encouraged. Blessings.